Welcome back to Baseless Claims, our bi-weekly casual talk fest with topics and stories that we've stumbled upon in our real lives. We're always open for more topics, so go ahead and leave a comment wherever you're listening or viewing this. God, I almost got it this time.
It's all right.
I almost got it all the way through.
Power through it.
And without further ado, I am Taylor.
I'm Tori.
I'm Tyler.
How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Awesome.
Tyler, right off the bat. No, it's not going to be like a funny thing. I feel like right off the bat, we should hop into our new album of the month.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's do that first.
absolutely.
Let's do that segment right now. I don't own the physical album because it's 2018. So I'm just going to pull up a picture of it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry that I'm not like, well, you know, I really like vinyls because one,
Look,
they're convenient to carry around.
Oh, boy.
Look,
Two,
I'm not about
very
that. I
cheap
like
to listen
collecting
to.
them.
They're not cheap to listen to. They're probably the most expensive medium of music.
It's called sarcasm, you dipshit.
Oh.
Just laying it out hard.
I'll lay
so-
you out hard.
Man, you really bit into that dipshit.
Yeah.
You really put it in there.
Dipshit is one of those.
Yeah.
It's the only two that you can really dig into are dipshit and cocksucker. Those are the ones.
That's true.
I get you.
Okay, so the album that I chose was from one of my favorite bands, I the Mighty, and it's called Where the Mind Wants to Go / Where You Let It Go. There's the album cover.
Oh, that's cheap.
I know.
Just like put a little graphic up or something.
But is this gonna be way too cheesy?
Yeah,
All
just
right.
put
Yeah,
up
just
a
CGI
little
it.
graphic.
Yeah.
We'll do something else. I'll make
Get
that
James
shit look
Cameron.
good.
We'll CGI it.
Yep, because James Cameron himself famously, well, he was in special effects before he started directing.
Here, motion track it to my hand.
No.
Nope.
Okay, Tori, just go
Too
on.
far. Okay, so prepared a little bit. I've loved this band for years. One of my favorite bands. I've loved seeing their growth, and this album I've just been listening to it a lot, and that's why I wanted to choose it, and I wanted to see what your guys.
You wrote down like a
thoughts were.
legitimate notepad?
Well, a little
Dude,
bit.
that's badass.
Tyler did it too.
Oh, I should start doing that.
Yeah, so one of the first things that I love about this album is I feel like the lyrics are very much like storyline driven.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
it's great storytelling, especially one of the tracks, it's number like 7 or something like that. It's called 111 Winchester. Super good storytelling. It's almost like they set up like a horror movie setting or whatever, and I just think it's great because there's so many songs that you hear now where it's just not, I don't know, you know, it's just like repeating. It's a lot of vague phrases and stuff like that, but I feel like they just do a really good job with that kind of stuff. Another one is I feel like the instrumentals on this are really good, especially in songs like Symphony of Skin. I love the guitar in that. And they also did Brent Walsh, the vocalist for I the Mighty, is one of my favorites. Like, I don't know if you guys ever do this like little thought experiment, but like, wow, if I could have anyone's singing voice, who would I want to have? I would want Brent Walsh's. Something about it, just like I just love it, and the way they use it.
powerful.
And in this one, they do a lot more layering and like playing around with his vocal range than they do in previous albums, and I think that it just completely pays off. Some of my favorite songs off it: Symphony of Skin, Chaos in Motion, 111 Winchester, and Pet Names. So I want to know what your guys' thoughts on it are.
First off, Tyler, did you listen to the album on Spotify or YouTube?
Apple Music.
Apple Music. Okay,
Don't
so
come
you,
to me with that fucking peasant shit.
whatever, dude. So you didn't watch the music videos with the...
No, I don't watch
Okay.
music videos.
Okay. Just so I knew about your thoughts before you went in. And did your whatever you're about to say.
Oh no, go! I thought
want me
you
to
were
go?
taking the floor. Take
No,
the floor.
I was just gonna
take
let
the
you
floor.
go
You
so
already
I
took
could-
the floor, so
All
why
right,
don't you
fine.
just
Sorry, Jesus.
I'll take the floor.
just take the fucking spotlight while you're at it?
I
okay?
will bring the ring to Mordor.
So I was listening to this in the background while I was also doing other things at the same time, and I kept getting distracted from the thing that I was doing, and I had it on my second monitor, and I was watching the music videos at the same time as doing whatever, and it was a whole mess of unproductive nonsense, right? But the music videos are really, really good, especially like what was it, the
Chaos in Motion.
yeah,
the one
Chaos
where
and
they're-
Motions. Yeah, they just do a bunch of that cringy shit. So you know that that subreddit like mildly infuriating of where it's like someone cutting a piece of pizza in like a weird diagonal across the top or whatever.
It's just a music video filled with that.
full
Dude,
of
that's the
that.
whole thing. They're like mixing Skittles and M&Ms and like
Yep.
dropping a spoon in the soup bowl and stuff. It's really hard to watch.
Yeah, but I really
But
like
anyway.
that. And just stylistically, the way they presented it was really, really, really good. And I was telling Tori before the podcast, I mean this in the best possible way. It doesn't sound like it, but it's like if Breaking Benjamin and the All American Rejects had a baby and it was the Christ Child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of fits, yeah.
Because it's in that post-hardcore genre, but it's like, to me, like, it's something that's like a little bit different than the rest of like a lot of the stuff you hear in that genre.
Yeah.
They have their own. They have a section that's just their own. Yeah. What were your thoughts on it?
I listened to it.
Is that all
like
your
the
notes?
Shut up.
Holy shit. That's like 4 pages long.
He's a music guy.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I had listened to it the first time as like just I always like do my first listens with something like I'm doing nothing. Like I'm sitting on the couch, I have my headphones on, and that's all I'm doing. And like I was trying to like write up notes on like a song by song basis of just like, oh, blah blah blah, this is good, blah blah blah, this is whatever. And then like I'd listen to it in the car after that, and like every time I kept listening to it, like I would be like adding notes and everything. But then it got very distracting where I kept like trying to leave notes and everything, because like I was in the middle of driving and I almost like went into the median because I was like trying to fucking type up notes of what I thought about the songs, because I loved this fucking album. Like it is all I've been able to listen to now for like the past week and a half.
Oh, good.
Because it is stupidly good.
Yeah.
Like the lead-in song,
yeah.
Degenerates.
Degenerates.
So good.
Degenerates is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like you got to lead off with that song because the guitar riff in the chorus, like they knew they had a winner with that one, so they're like,
absolutely.
all right, that's the lead in.
Yep.
Like I have so many notes typed up and I know I can't go into a lot of them, but gorgeous instrumentals with like blending. They had like soft little like drum pads in the background. Like they had live drums, they had electronic drums going at the same time. Don't know how the fuck they're gonna pull that off live, but
Well, Two Door Cinema Club does the same thing.
yeah, but they have 2 people to do the drums, or are they? Whatever. But there were a lot of, I get what you mean, where there's a lot of like stylistic, almost influences of just like things that you wouldn't necessarily find in a post-hardcore genre.
Right.
The second song, I only have them listed as like track 1, track 2.
Pet Names.
Pet Names. Pet Names has the chorus of Pet Names. If you replace the lyrics, it could be any 2000s R&B song, not like instrumentally, but the vocal melody in the chorus, like whatever he does, you can replace the lyrics. And I kept like trying to experiment with it, and it was so fun because it was just like, God, this is like a 2000s R&B vocal melody. Like that's so cool how they took all these different styles and influences and they found a way to make them work. And I was listening to all the songs. I think on track 3, I listened to it. First time I listened to it, I just wrote the note, like as soon as the intro came in, I just wrote down nice.
Nice.
The only other note I have is Tori and I have never talked about this before, but I know this is probably his favorite because of the synth in the chorus.
It's good.
It is. It's really good. And then I was getting through it. Sleepwalker?
Yep.
Yeah, Sleepwalker was stupidly good. And then I was getting to the end of the album on like my first listen through, and I was just like, okay, yeah, this is a good length of an album. This is a good way to cut it. Oh, we're approaching the last song. And then that last song, Where You Let It Go, blew my fucking mind. That is
it's the
easily,
perfect album ender.
It is such a good album ender. Everything about, like, I have been going around for the past like week and a half with all my instructors at school and just been like, listen to the mix on this song. Like, this is unfucking believable because they made a like, I found the person who made or who did the mix for that.
Yeah.
And I like found him on Twitter, and then I was just like, I just listened to this song and like I just needed to find the person responsible and say, this is disgustingly good. Like this is stupid. And
did you get a response?
Yeah, he was just like, oh, thanks. Yeah, it was the only song I tracked vocals on too. So unbelievable mix. Like he made us, and it fits perfectly with like the theme of the song, how it's very like stellar and like astral plane. And
I
like,
love the
everything
themes.
was just like there were like elements that are like right in you, and then there's elements that are just like they're just in space, and they have like the
energy and
hi
shit,
hat
yeah.
that are just circling around your head. Oh my god, that song did me in for a number.
Yeah.
Like like before it was approaching the chorus, I was just writing stuff like, this is like, it really does capture this vast, unique, intriguing, empty, stellar sound. And then the whining synth is doing a number. I can feel that emotion. And then once it hit the chorus, the only notes I have are, wow, wow, damn, wholly unexpected chorus.
Yeah.
I wish this song was 2 minutes longer.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Absolutely.
It's a really, really solid album, and it's
The only
just
song
been-
I didn't like, not like didn't like, but I was like
Like the weakest on the album.
the weakest on the album for me was 111 Winchester,
really.
because like I kept listening to it and I was just like, was this made for, like, did they make a new Scooby-Doo movie and like this is a
Yeah.
song on it? Like
Yeah.
it's very much like that. So to me it was just kind of like cheesy,
Yeah.
but I
Oh,
mean
I
I
love it.
liked it. And then Symphony of Sin was
Symphony of Skin. Yeah.
Symphony of Skin. Yeah. Symphony of Skin was, to me, like, I just thought of, I love that song.
That's
by
my
the way.
favorite one on the album.
Yeah. That's the other one I wrote was like, or this one could be Tori's favorite. I don't know.
Yep.
But first time I listened to it, I was like, this is the most musician thing ever when you don't have anything else to sing about. You just sing about musical references. And like, that's just the shit that you do.
Yeah.
But then, the other note that I had typed was just like, I don't even know the words to this chorus, but I just want to belt it out. Like they know how to write a fucking chorus.
Yeah.
And they're good at it.
Yeah.
for sure. I would give that an A+.
Is that all you have to say?
That's all I gotta say.
wow.
No, I love
really came prepared.
No, I really like it. I think my favorite part about it was the themes of
Yeah.
the album and how it kind of kept like it kind of strung the songs together with like a thread, and then the last song kind of pulled on the needle to like cinch it all together.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's just like through and through really solid, and like
Yeah.
I have been on this lately, like listening to it like every day.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. And I
Nice.
just
The only thing that replaced it for me that I've been listening to the last 2 days, like I've been listening to this for a week and a half, and like I've tried listening to other things, and I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna go through the album again. And I probably went through this album 12 times.
Wow.
Like I love it.
Mhm.
But the only thing that replaced it the last 2 days was the soundtrack to Westworld, because
Yeah.
it really, really good. Like it's made by the same guy that we saw for Game of Thrones Live.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's Ramin Djawadi?
Yeah, of the same name. It's that guy, and yeah, he did all of Westworld soundtrack too. So
He
it's
is just
top
gonna
notch.
be the HBO in-house composer now.
Yeah, no, he like, and I mean, and it's the exact same thing that you would think of with Game of Thrones. Like, this is kind of like fantasy, but we're still going to take these elements that existed there. It's the same exact thing. It's almost like, okay, what's like your Western cowboy kind of like theme here? So they have that like out of tune kind of like saloon parlor piano that does almost the entire soundtrack, but it's just blended beautifully with like all these orchestral elements and
Just good stuff.
on the soundtrack for it, because they use a lot of like a lot of things in the show. They use renditions of like popular music songs, and like it's just a rendition on like this saloon piano and everything when these like story elements are happening. And they have like a ton, like 5 or 6 Radiohead songs on the soundtrack
Really?
that he
That's
like
cool.
did a new rendition of, and like Paint It Black, Back to Black by Amy Winehouse. A lot of really solid songs that are so cool that he perfected.
That's
He's
awesome.
good.
Just before we move on to something, I just want to restate again. That is I the Mighty, Where the Mind Wants to Go / Where You Let It Go. That's our album of the month.
Yeah.
Find it in the description if you want. Sponsored by
You
I the
should.
Mighty.
You should
It's
want
good.
it.
It's good stuff. Check it out. Did you want to continue talking about Westworld?
I don't think I should, because you haven't seen it or anything, and it has encapsulated my mind. Like it
That's-
has
yeah.
been my obsession.
Okay, yeah, let's not get into it then.
Yeah, I've heard the kind of premise of it, and it's something that I would probably watch too. So maybe we should all get together and watch. Well, not get together, but like all watch that on our own time, and then talk.
That's what I was
about
gonna
it.
say.
Yeah.
That's not how I watch shows, pal.
Yeah, no,
I get
you
you.
gotta just let it happen in front of you and
Yeah.
just absorb everything.
But in that same
'Cause
vein,
J.J. fucking Abrams. Anywho, go on.
does he?
Executive producer J.J. Abrams.
Is it no shit?
I shit you not.
Dude,
Oh.
executive producer J.J. Abrams coming this summer.
Yeah, no.
If anyone wants me to do voiceover, one, why? Two, I'll do it for free. But I wanted to get into a topic that Tyler wrote down, which is somewhere around here. Okay, the moment a video game becomes more than just an entertaining way to pass time. And I think I know why you wrote this. I think it was because you were replaying the BioShock series.
Yes.
And then you were kind of like, now this is gaming at its best right now. This is when video games are more than just that the fucking r/gaming bullshit and people bitching in the IGN comments and all. Like, it's when
You can fully appreciate a game for everything it gives you, when it's
Right.
not just like, oh, I am doing this thing to pass time, and I am like, when you almost think about the action of playing a video game, it's so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like sitting there like completely mindlessly just like moving your fingers to like do a thing on a screen. But when you find a game that like completely captures your imagination for something, and it makes you think about, and it doesn't even have to be anything deep. Like this, don't try and interpret this as something deep. It can be, but like, don't think that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like when it challenges you to think outside of anything that you've ever thought of before.
Yep.
And it kind of like, it plays with your imagination almost, where this is maybe something that's not possible, but the way they presented this information to me and the way this became a story is...
Yeah, like not being afraid to tackle topics that seem
exactly
mature
when you
too out
see-
there.
Yeah, when you see a game and you know it when you play it, where it's not just like we just it's a fun way to pass time. Escapism is fine in games, like
Yeah.
that's cool. Like if you just make like a little fun game, like I'd think of something like Temple Run or something, like those little small games, and not necessarily iPhone games or like but any kind of game that's just like it's just there's no real theme to this or anything. It's just you're having fun.
Yeah.
But when you find something that is exactly that, where they found a topic and they're like, this isn't just like, we want you to play a game. This is, we want you to like step into our world for a second, or we're going to put this thought in your head and you are going to exist in this topic for a little while.
Yeah.
And you are going to like take on this role for a moment, and what are you going to do in this scenario?
And with that, though, I feel like you guys are coming at this from the perspective of like single player role playing games that tell a story,
Right, because
and that's totally
that's
fine.
what we play.
Yeah, and that's where that's where the thought probably came from, right? I have that moment too in competitive games as well, and like multiplayer shit, because it's like you said, your hands and fingers are just moving, and you're like when you're dialed. I like that. I like using that word, is dialed into the game, right? So for PUBG, it's not really the greatest game in the world. It's janky as hell. There's a lot of bugs still. And it's just, not the most graphically impressive. But, there are times where I get completely lost in the game because I am there. I am in the moment. I need to win and like do well at this moment in time. And I completely forget, that this is a game sometimes.
Is it like, in the way that he was describing it, taking on like that next form and being, is it for you, is it like
This isn't even my final form.
is it like when it becomes now you're trying to compete at this level? Like it's not about like, oh, I'm shooting. It's like, I want to win this game. I want to nail this shot.
Yeah, you got it. You got it perfectly. And like in PUBG specifically,
Don't mind me. I'm just going to grab a charger real quick.
are you serious?
Well, I just don't want this to
Mid-podcast.
die.
Oh, this. Okay, I thought you were grabbing a charger for your Jewel, and I was real upset with you. But back on topic.
Yes, go on.
So specifically in PUBG, I feel that way a lot when I'm doing really well, right? And I've got all my angles covered. I've got a good gun. The game, like the round is going really well, or whatever. But sometimes in PUBG, someone can snipe you from like 400-500 yards away, and you never even saw them.
Yep.
Right. That just happens sometimes, and that's kind of takes you out of it every once in a while. But the game that I would say that became like the game that became more than just an entertaining way to pass time for me was Counter-Strike when I was really into Counter-Strike, because the skill ceiling of that game is way the fuck up there, right? And the skill curve is very, very sharp. So for a long time, the game was just unfun to play because everyone is better than you. The mechanics are foreign, and you don't know how to move in the game properly, and you don't know the maps. But over time, if you keep just bashing your head against the wall of Counter-Strike, eventually you'll break through, and then you'll get a hand through, and then you'll
break through that glass ceiling.
Yeah, then you gotta pull your upper body through and everything, right?
Happy International Women's Day.
R.I.P.
So in Counter-Strike, for sure, I've definitely felt that moment or those moments of like especially if there's good team communication, because Counter-Strike is a team game, and in PUBG you can have some team coordination if you're playing like duos, triples, or quad stacks,
but it's not built around.
It's not built around being a team like CS:GO is, where it's all about communication, it's all about angles, it's all about knowing the map. And in Counter-Strike, I've had some awful, terrible, shitty teammates in like just public games that you just queue into, right? Because people are just like, I'm better than you. Why am I not in a higher rank than I am? It's like, well, because you fucking suck. And they just don't realize it, and they're all high and mighty about themselves, and there's no communication, properly or anything. But when you get
like the classic Leroy. But
when you get that one team where everyone is communicating, everyone is in a good mood, and if something goes wrong, everyone's like, hey, we'll get them next round, right? There's all positivity and shit. It happens. It's rare, but it happens, and you just feel amazing. And you just stomp the other team. You're nailing all your shots. You're getting all those flicks. You're knowing the map and everything. And so
I'd like to point out that Taylor has an erection.
It's been years.
No, so
call the doctor.
It's interesting that kind of mindset and feeling can still happen, even if there's not like not a linear story, because not all games are linear.
A theme,
like an actual written story.
Yeah.
So in like RPGs and solo player games that you guys predominantly play, there's a written story. Like, this is what's going to happen in the game, and how you get to that varies. From player to player. And in competitive gaming, it's like a story how you would say a football game is a story. The players are telling the story. The teams are telling the story.
That's a really good way to put that, I think. That makes a lot of sense.
Awesome. I'm glad that could be a nice little comparison between the two.
Now let's get back to story games. Now I just rolled credits on God of War. The new one? The new God of War.
That just came out.
Came out on 420. Boy.
How many hours would you say you put into it?
I didn't do a whole lot of side quests right away.
Okay.
Like, I kind of was main storying it. And I would say probably like 20.
That's pretty decent.
Maybe 25. Like, just a couple late nights. But it's a phenomenal game.
That's what I've heard.
Not only, like, a lot of times, as much as I love something like Uncharted.
What is this? Baseless claims talking about video games? We used to. What's going on?
I know. Like, Uncharted, like, I love Uncharted. I love the Uncharted series, but I wouldn't say the gameplay is like the most fun thing about it. The story, you're kind of just like, I'm kind of amped up to like jump from cutscene to cutscene because I want to see that story progress. But not only does God of War have incredible gameplay, like throwing the axe and recalling it never gets old. Like, it's such a fun mechanic to use, because you played the first hour here. But the way, go on.
Sorry, just so I know, when you throw it and you recall it back, how does the controller vibrate?
Like, when you hit it, you'll get like a little buzz, and then when you recall it, when he catches it,
ooh, that's perfect.
So you like feel the impact of it.
That's good.
And it just feels good.
I bet.
It just has like this weight to it that feels really good.
That's one thing about games that like blows me away, like specifically with controllers and rumble features. The people that program that to feel just good is so awesome.
I watched so much stuff with the game director after I rolled credits on it, and they said that like, yeah, like that mechanic of throwing the Leviathan axe and calling it back, they were working on that like 5 months ago. Like
Wow.
they had started that idea. That was like one of the first ideas I had, and they were refining it up until like 5 months before
Nice.
the game
That's
launched.
insane.
But the
'Cause
storyline,
even if it's just a little bit off, like mere milliseconds off,
Yeah.
you feel that.
yeah,
Oh, I love it.
yeah, and they made it like perfect. But the storyline for that game is one of the best written storylines. Like the ability to convey emotion at such like the intimate. It's like because it's a basically. If you've played God of War before, you're used to like, oh, it's big smashy kill the gods, I'm angry boy who fucks a lot. But this one is just like this really intimate story about a dad trying to relate to his son, trying to prepare him for the world, but not wanting him to be reliant on this world that's just shitty. Which even though it takes place in the Norse mythology, that can relate to this, like the real world, just as much. And the way that they do it with these moments and these little bits of dialogue is so good. It's just so good.
Yeah. I love the character development from the previous God of War games to this one of
Yeah.
Kratos himself.
Yeah,
Awesome job that they did.
yeah.
writing
It
that.
was something that needed to be done if they
And I don't know the whole story because I haven't played it through all the way.
Yeah.
But just the little bits and pieces that I've seen of the new Kratos, just like the character.
Yeah,
God
because
damn, I love
even
character
just in the
development.
first hour, there was so much
Yeah.
more than had ever been in the last 3 games.
Yeah,
Because
So good.
he shows restraint in that first hour. Right?
Yeah.
When previously Kratos was known for, like you said, just beating the shit out of gods and fucking a lot of women. Right.
And this one in the first hour, it was like there was that just like I don't want to have to do this. He's
Yeah.
a man in mourning.
yeah. Very good, very good stuff. And that was just it just hit me. Yeah,
Because, like, I mean, I don't think the first game that showed me that was BioShock. I think in terms of a story, it was to be like, oh, wow, that was,
it's a cut above.
yeah, like that made me take, like, all these themes that I might have already known and put them into one package that was just, it presented itself in such a way that was, and it wasn't just, like, you know, the ending of the game, obviously. It was everything that came before, like how you're in these labor, like this is before labor laws or anything.
Right.
And this is like during conflicts with the Native Americans and like American that like hero concept of just like, well, we're America, we're the greatest country in the world, we've got to go solve it.
Inherent heroism of it. Yeah,
Exactly. I think it was Fallout 3 that really was like my first game of just, this is something that games can be, and it was because of the world that it created. Like Assassin's Creed was another one where it was like, oh shit, games are incredible. That was the first game I got on PS3. But the Fallout 3 for me was, it wasn't necessarily the story, because you know the story's pretty, they got to make it pretty basic with everything that you can do in there. But it's all the side quests, and it's the world that they build, and it's the little clues and hints that they leave of the world behind. Like to me, that was amazing. That like, holy shit, they built another world. Like, because to me, like before, all I had really had was Assassin's Creed. What was like, you know, this is historical. This is a world like, this is a world that you kind of
recreated
know.
the past.
Exactly. But this was just like, no, this is, we completely recreated the past. We took instances that were good and we like put our twist on them, and then you're living in a whole new world now. So to me, it was just like, I want to spend time in this world. Like I want to exist in this world for a few hours and make choices as I would in here.
Yeah. Skyrim has that bit to me where it was, I wanted to play Skyrim even though I had done every quest I was going to do, but I would play the game just to walk around. Like, I would just start on one side. I would start, like, in Riften, and I would just follow the sign paths, like, take the roads, no fast travel, and just follow the sign paths and walk all the way up to Solitude or something like that, because
it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, and I was like, I just wanted to live in the world so badly.
Skyrim is that. Like, Fallout is not that. Because, you know, everything looks cool.
It's shitty, though.
Yeah, you don't want to, like, take a walk in Fallout. Like, for me, it was all the people that you meet in Fallout.
Yeah.
Like, in Skyrim, everyone like that's another like
Yeah.
criticism of
Yeah.
Skyrim. Not like, it's bad or anything, but when you meet people, it's not like, oh, everyone's got like an interesting story or anything. It's just,
Well, what about
I
that
work
one
for
guy?
Bellathor
That's what
at
I
the
was just
general
gonna
goods
say.
store. It's whereas like in Fallout, it's like, oh, before the war. Holy fucking shit. You want to not do that again?
I'm sorry.
It's either your laptop going off or you're fucking sneezing. Get your fucking shit together,
I'm
okay?
sorry.
Anywho, before I was pretty rudely interrupted there.
Yeah, sorry. Go on. Sorry about that.
Can I? Can I go on?
Yeah, go ahead.
You better not sneeze again,
I'm not gonna.
or I'll beat you to death.
I'm really trying not to. I want you to know real bad.
It was like, oh, before the war, I was doing this, and now I'm a ghoul, so I've lived forever because of radiation. I sound like I have lung cancer.
It's a living.
That's a pretty good impression, actually.
And
Todd.
yeah, Todd, come on. You've seen... Todd, if you've watched all our videos, which I know you have,
You got nothing going on, Todd. We know it.
you seen the vocal chops that I got here. Let me voice act. But it was the people that you meet and like these, not necessarily the views of the places you go, but how wildly different they are and just how society collapsed. And there's like all these factions and like how the people interrelate with each other. Like whereas in Skyrim, there's not a lot of like, oh, the people in Riften are doing this and this. Like there's no like
you got the outlaws, but then the rest of the people are just people living in a good world.
exactly.
Yeah.
But like I mean, in Fallout, there's like conflict and factions,
Right.
and it's the people that you meet along the way and the stories you discover through them and through the environment.
Yes.
Is what really showed me like I can like games aren't just something to like it's not escapism. Like it is. In some
Right.
form escapism, but like my mind like is like racing at this imagination of just this isn't passing time. This is how I want to spend my time.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And it can be like when it takes on the form the same way like your favorite movie would or your favorite
Yeah,
album might
for sure.
or something like that. Like, yeah. Anyway, play God of War.
Sponsored by God of War.
Oh, dude. I would love that.
Yeah, that'd
So
be pretty
good.
dope.
Find Baseless Claims. Only available on PS4.
And I don't care. Like, I'll make this clear right now. If there's like a movie or something like that, and you're trying to tug at heartstrings by killing a kid, kill him. I don't care. All right, I don't care about kids. I love the story of God of War. Like, I
So
want.
it's not just like that there's a kid.
Yeah, it's like they make that kid a good character.
Tyler, I think Tori's a sociopath.
You can't just make it a little human.
No, I don't give
No, not like that.
no. 4'11" with the hands.
God damn it.
No, I completely agree because anytime movies try to show like, oh, there's a kid in danger, and it happens a lot in like fucking Tom Cruise action movies. That's just a genre in itself.
I know.
Like,
What did
anytime
he buy
it's
out
like
this time?
yeah, and like, oh, there's a child and it's about to get hit by a bus, and oh no, our hero needs to save them. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
That wouldn't emotionally impact me at all.
Yeah, like you didn't develop this kid, you just show that it was a kid.
Yeah, no, that's a cheap
Yep.
cheap fucking move. And
Yeah.
maybe it works on people that have kids because they're like, oh, that could be my like they can relate
Yeah.
to that. But to me, it's
I think
just
that's
like,
why it's in there.
Yeah.
fuck it, kill them. I want to
As-
see it.
As
I-
jaded millennials who are probably not having kids, we're like, fuck the kid. He doesn't pay taxes.
Exactly. He doesn't pay taxes. No, to me, I'm just waiting for a show that has the gusto
Mhm.
and the balls to like because they kill kids,
Yeah.
but they always like do it off screen
Yeah,
or like they
like
show
implied
like
violence.
if they're gonna like shoot the kid, they show the gun up to the kid and then they show a close up of the person shooting them as they pull the trigger or something. I'm like, no, if you give me a gory scene where you're gonna shoot someone through the face and their face explodes, do it to a kid.
Yeah.
Do it.
Come on,
I
HBO.
I want it so badly. I want HBO to do that shit so badly to be like, yeah, we're fucking killing this kid.
Get them, boys.
Exactly. I want a show to have the balls to do it.
Oh man.
Get J.J. Abrams on the phone. I
I'm
got
just-
an idea.
J.J. Abrams, you need to kill a kid gruesomely and on camera.
I'm just remembering an anime I watched recently where one of my favorite characters was like a younger kid and he dies. Now I'm just sad because he was a good character.
Welcome to the Weebcast.
Okay, I mentioned
I am
anime once.
I am your host, Noob Slayer 217.
On this season's anime,
make sure you
we've
follow
got an
me on
overlying
Steam.
theme over different kinds of anime, and they all kind of blend together. It's a good season.
What dating sims have you played from Japan? I know that word, Kyoto. Anyway, Tyler, what's your topic for today?
You looked like when Tori spoke that to you, you just had like a dial tone in your head.
Yeah.
And then it just clicked off as soon as Tyler as you heard, what about you, Tyler? And you just went,
You're like, talk about me? Hello.
Yes, what would you like to know? I'm bachelor number 1. My topic for today is, what robotic body enhancement would you choose? Like, let's say you got like a limb cut off or something, right? Or like you could pick a robotic body enhancement. Not like a mind enhancement. Don't do that shit where you can just cheat and be like, well, then I'd like make my mind so I could build other robots. No. Don't give me that cheap shit. I'm talking, you have the knowledge you have now. You don't get to be fucking cyborg. One robotic body enhancement.
I was about to insta-pick eyes, but I can see problems with that. Because, like, if your eyes are moving faster than your brain can comprehend because your brain also isn't augmented.
You just brick your
You
brain.
just break your brain and become brain broke.
Brain broke.
But,
this summer.
I mean, like, that just limits it to, like, extremities, though, then, right? Well, no, I guess you could do, like, internal organs.
Yeah,
I don't know, a robotic heart that never fails would be pretty sick.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Your body would decay around you still.
Okay, I'll try and help you boys out.
Yeah.
I got one real answer, one joke
We know what the
answer.
joke answer is, Tyler. Just do the real answer. You want a robot dick, we get it. That has like
Who
when girls
doesn't?
suck on it, it's fucking has jewel pods or some shit in it.
No. You're oh so close, but not
I
quite
know.
there.
It's ass.
It's like, hey, girl. Ooh, mango.
Exactly. Oh, it would be mango.
Didn't the government take those away?
Shut up.
That's another topic on your sheet. I saw it.
My robotic body enhancement would be jetpack legs. You know, like little, like almost like in
Wouldn't it
Revenge of
only
the
be
Sith,
one leg, though?
R2D2.
You mean like Shadow the Hedgehog?
Don't fucking bring that weeb shit into my life. I want like
You're just mad I'm right.
a robot fucking like SpaceX launch cannon on my leg so that I don't have to fucking drive anywhere.
You know Elon Musk is working on that.
Is he?
Is he?
No.
I don't know.
But
Yeah. I want a
Here,
little
let me
thing that
call
comes
him.
out of my foot that I can just like fly.
Yeah.
That's my robotic body enhancement. Like I want to be able to basically get from point A to point B
So
like
that's what
and
I
I don't
would
have to pay for
said.
gas.
That's what I was gonna
Well,
say.
you would if you had robot legs.
Well, no, it runs off of like
It
some
runs off a
fucking
Tesla
ion
battery.
energy, so
Yeah.
it just recharges all the time.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that, but you said one body part, and I was like, oh, so one leg.
I'll balance. I don't give a fuck.
You try and do it, and just like spinning around.
This was a bad idea.
It's just like projectile vomiting in a spiral.
And then my joke answer, I replace my lungs with jewel pods.
Yep, you
So
tweeted
then-
that.
So
Yep.
then that way, whenever I breathe, I'm just constantly jeweling.
But then you don't get the satisfaction of like mechanically grabbing it, bringing it up to your mouth. Like that's part of the.
I could make a mechanical aspect of it. I could put a jewel pod in my dick, like you said, and then just
You can't. You still can't do that. You're like, it's a big jewel pod. It's long.
this is the world's biggest jewel pod.
It never runs out. Okay, so you already said legs, so I'll go with arms or arm, because I feel like there's limitless. I would also just put like a rocket on my wrist, and I would just let it carry my body. Like I don't fucking know.
Oh, that's pretty good because then you could also launch shit out of
just
it.
burns my face. The thrust from it just.
The thrust only goes like that way, so you're just pushing yourself backward. You're basically moonwalking everywhere.
That'd be dope, though.
That would be pretty
No,
cool.
it wouldn't.
Everywhere you go, someone's just like fucking hitting the bass line of Billie Jean.
That's isn't that Smooth Criminal?
Yeah, that's Smooth Criminal.
Get on the Michael Jackson game.
You
all
know,
right?
I like that one more than Billie Jean.
I
I'm gonna
do-
say it.
I do as well.
Okay. Yeah?
Okay.
You got something to fucking say?
What's your favorite Michael Jackson song, huh? Pussy
It-
bitch. Bet you won't say it.
Yeah.
It's Dirty Diana.
What the
Oh, of course.
fuck?
I'm Tyler. I go with the obscure one because I do
It's
music.
a popular song.
music.
It's a popular song.
Then
It's a popular song.
why have we never heard of it?
I don't know. Maybe you're just not listening to the Michael Jackson deep cuts.
That's like if I went
You
to
just said it's a popular song and then said it's on the deep cuts.
I just
I was
like the
gonna
word
say,
deep
it's
cuts.
like if I was like, oh, do you
Deep
guys like
fakes.
H30? It's like, do you guys like H831 Sephi by Deadmau5? And you're like, we don't know what that is because it's not popular. I'd be like, what are you talking about? It's like it's a popular song.
Dirty Diana is a popular song. But then again, so is every Michael Jackson song.
That's
Anyway, I'd want like a robo arm that I could launch off of my like Metal Gear
fair.
Solid
like
5.
a robot punch.
I only played like 2 hours of that game, but like you should be able to like launch the arm off and like control it still.
like it's a drone strike.
Yeah. Just
Watch out,
imagine
Middle East.
being able-
God damn it.
Imagine just being able to like shoot it and then like choke someone out. Someone's like trying to fight you or whatever, and they're just like, "Yeah, what are you gonna do about pussy? What are you gonna do about it?" I'm just like, boom, pick him up by the throat and like pin him to a tree with it.
Leave them there.
Yeah, and then I could,
Yikes.
like the Leviathan axe, I could recall it at any time.
Yeah, that'd be
And
dope.
just be like,
It's
God,
got
that would
nice-
hurt though.
That nice recoil.
That impact just like it breaks your
Like-
fucking collarbone every time.
"Ow." Yep. I'll work on the logistics of it later, but
Do
I
it.
want an arm
We'll
that I
leave
can
that for
choke
my
people out from a
R&D
distance.
department.
If you could afford a robotic limb, you
Let's-
could afford your own R&D
That's
department.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, true. Let's get the Shapeless R&D department on this.
Yeah. Hey, Billy, come here.
We just had a kid that was in my I don't know, my math class. He was pretty smart. We just keep him in the basement.
We're in the basement.
Like, oh,
The sub basement.
See that little door over there?
Oh shit! Yeah.
there actually
Not
is
a lot of room.
There is a little door there, actually.
It's like a little hobbit hole.
We'll do a second screen experience.
A
I'll-
second
I'll-
screen
I'll
experience?
I'll take a picture and I'll tweet
Oh man,
it.
we're putting album art in and an extra video in.
I'm gonna tweet it when that goes out. Oh yeah, we're gonna have so much post on this. It's gonna be
Damn.
stupid.
It's probably gonna have like 3 years in post.
Yeah, dude.
Shit.
What if though? Right? This is content from 3 years ago. We're just clairvoyants.
Like Avatar 2.
Whoa.
This could be like a time capsule.
No. Well, yeah. I don't know. You're right.
Taylor, what's your topic?
Let me choose one here.
You didn't plan
Oh,
ahead?
there it is. I got it. Okay.
Oh,
All right, boys. What's your shower process? What gets washed first and what's get washed last?
Only my dick gets washed.
and it gets washed last.
My shower process is fucking ridiculously long and everyone criticizes me for it
Me too.
because I take my sweet old time.
Me too. Okay. Music / podcast while you're in the shower?
Music.
Yep.
Always music.
I don't have a speaker powerful enough to do that over my shower right
Just
now.
got a waterproof speaker that I hang in my shower.
That's insane.
It's
I had one of those in 2002.
Look at me. I'm Tyler. I
not
like
like it's
retro
I come
tech.
from old money. My friend Jay Gatsby and I racing our Model Ts. Go fuck yourself, you blonde bitch. All right? Cool glasses. What are you? Old and hipstery? Wipe that smirk off your face.
What was the topic?
shower process.
Okay. Music. Get in there. You know, just kind of like rinse myself off for the first couple minutes. Let the hot water hit my face and
Get through
everything.
like 2 songs.
Get through like 2 songs, yeah. And then shampoo, right? Leave that in while I wash my body. Then wash that all out. Conditioner. Got to leave the conditioner in for a while. While I'm doing that, I wash my face. I have a face scrubber thing. I forget what it's called. It's called a Clairsonic. Those shit.
Is that the one that vibrates and shit?
Yeah.
Dude,
I got a
those are
you
good.
Clairsonic.
really are rich, aren't you?
It's not mine. I inherited it from old money. Got a Clairsonic. Wash my face with that bitch. And then after that, rinse the conditioner out, sit in the shower for a few more minutes, let the last song finish out. And then like everything after that also takes a really long time because I'm listening to music and then I get distracted and then I start singing and I'm trying to like do my hair, brush my teeth, moisturize, gotta moisturize.
Do you brush your teeth in the shower?
Fuck no.
I do.
You sound like you that's what you led me to
sound
believe.
like
You sound like the kind of
you
person
sound
who
like
would.
the kind of person who would do that.
No,
I think people
the
who
way you
brush
worded
their
that
teeth
led
in
me
the
to believe.
shower are disgusting.
Why?
Yeah,
It's
why?
disgusting
You're not.
shower water.
No, it's not.
It's
If you're
the
right,
same
it's
water.
the same water that's coming
See,
out of the
I have a
head.
theory, okay?
Okay.
So I don't pee in the shower because
It recycles.
it recycles.
No,
It recycles.
It sure doesn't.
It recycles. It's the same water.
No.
You get like a 2-gallon limit and it just
No, that's not how
How the
water
fuck do you
works.
think a hot water heater works?
Especially not at your rich ass house.
Tori, you ever talk to John Shower about this?
Yes.
Famed inventor of the shower?
Yes.
He knows. It recycles.
It doesn't recycle.
It does not recycle.
Let me
This
have
is-
my theory.
this
Let me
isn't
have
even-
my tinfoil hat theory.
No, this isn't even a theory. This is a hypothesis. A theory is something that's been tested ad nauseum and is proven with the statistic or with the test we've done.
It has fluoride in it.
A
I won't even
hypothesis
step in
is
it.
something that's just like, I don't know. I
Yeah,
guess
like,
this.
and that hypothesis that you have that it recycles is completely baseless because it's stupid and dumb. My
Welcome to
hypothesis,
Baseless Claims.
my
I
good
spilled beer on my
hypothesis.
laptop.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh no.
Oh no! My completely legitimate hypothesis is there's a floral shop and greenhouse down the street from where I live. Can you guess the house number?
420.
420.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what that has to do with showering.
It doesn't. I'm just saying that your theory is dumb and my
I'm
theory
just
is
saying,
good.
you guys want to buy some weed? Allegedly.
Yeah.
All right, we got to make that clear right now. I don't know. I feel like mine's not that different. I get in. I wash. I don't leave my shampoo in that long.
Well, I have
no.
to because I have
You're
purple.
a grease boy.
Well, no, I have purple shampoo that keeps my hair platinum.
Jesus.
So you got to leave it in.
Oh yeah, it's like
Let
the
it
color
develop.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why you leave it in as long.
Oh
right?
yeah, bigly.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
leave it
because
in
I don't
conditioner.
leave.
Because you've seen my hair when I come here, and you're like, "Is your hair blue?" Nah, I just showered. It does it. It leaves
true,
blue
yeah.
in.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't leave shampoo or conditioner in long at all. Honestly, it's just in. I
In
kind of
out?
like.
I can tell.
Yeah.
In
No,
and
have
out.
you felt my
in
hair?
and out.
I just wanted to make a joke. Don't
Yeah.
make this real.
I have.
Stop
I'm
making
known,
jokes real, Taylor.
I'm known for my soft hair. Okay.
That's like when people bring me up, they're like, Taylor with the soft hair.
Yeah.
Better call Becky with the good hair. Beyonce said it. They say the same thing about Taylor. Beyonce was talking about Taylor.
Really? She said
No.
that about me?
No.
Bae.
Queen Bee
No,
would
this
never
is
say
kind
that.
of a dumb topic, I guess, in hindsight. Can I tell you guys about a job interview I had?
Yes, please. You
Yeah,
were,
I was
you were
telling
saying
you
that it's a good
beforehand.
one.
Not unless you had sex with the interviewer.
Hell yeah.
He was hot.
Fuck yeah. Go on.
Okay, so I'm throwing my application out all over the place nowadays, right? Just all over the
You're
place.
also throwing your body out. Zip that sweatshirt up, you whore.
My body, my rules.
Not in a man's world.
So I'm throwing my application out everywhere online right now, and I've been using Indeed and Monster.com, right? Two okay websites for finding jobs.
The best one is LinkedIn. Sponsored, but no. Anyway,
So I was tipped off by my old boss from Tempo who had retired, or not retired, but like moved on from the company, about careerbuilder.com, which is another job finding website.
Mhm.
So I threw my resume up on there and like clicked a couple of jobs and applied to them. And it was actually 2 days after I did that, I got another email and a call from a place called AVI Systems.
okay.
And I was like, oh, cool. Someone's interested in my resume, right? And I
Mhm.
looked at the job posting that it was again. It's like AV service technician. And I was like, okay, that's kind of not exactly what I was doing, but there's, audio and video. And I've done that before. They probably saw my, film editing or whatever and was like, this kid knows video or whatever, right?
Mhm.
So on that phone call, I was talking to the guy and he's like, yeah, so this is a job where you're going to be doing a little bit of. No, I move when I talk, okay?
You're like kneading your thighs.
Yeah, that happens. God,
He's a cat.
sorry. Jesus. So I'm talking to this guy, and he says, like, yeah, so your job description basically is help old people with Skype during like conference calls and
Oh,
make sure
that'd be
they're
enjoyable.
They're
Yeah.
trying to like booty Skype
Why
each other. You
can't
come
I
in,
see
just
them?
titties touching knees. And, like
Well-
broken backs.
well, it's for like a corporate shit, right? So it's like a bunch of corporate meetings, and they just have to make sure that their HDMI cables are plugged in, basically, right? And I kind of joked about it with him. He's like, "No, that's basically it." And I'm like, "Okay, cool," because I already do that, for people.
Just a hobby of mine.
No, I'm serious. Like,
I just love people getting connected via Skype. Have you used Skype before? Its
but, like,
interface is so user
There's
friendly.
something about old people and just seeing them on a video monitor. Ooh.
Gets me hard.
No, what I mean,
Go on.
What I mean is like if there's a tech problem some old person who doesn't understand tech is having, I'm usually the one that's like, okay, you just do this, and then try to teach them how to do it so I don't have to show them multiple times, right? So I was like,
Still work.
I've done this before, so it should be fine. He's like, all right, cool. I'll see you in the interview Monday or whatever. I'm like, all right, sweet. So I go in and I sit down and start having a conversation with this guy. I have no idea why this guy picked up my resume, because he just started going over this, like a couple of questions. He's like, so what kind of commercial AV experience do you have? Do you know this brand? And I'm like, no, I don't. And he's like, okay, let's talk about, some of the stuff you are good at. And so I just explained like, my Premiere and Photoshop skills or whatever, and how I'm okay with like Windows operating systems and basic like projector and speaker systems. He's like, okay, yeah, you seem like kind of a cool kid, technologically inclined, who could probably learn this quick. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, that's another positive spin on the interview or whatever. And near the end of the interview, he's like,
Spread his thighs apart and he said, "You want this job?" Go on.
I probably would have done it.
You look
Holy shit.
spreads his thighs, and you're just like,
He's like,
so what attachment do you have?
God,
Fruit medley or mango jewel pod on there?
I really,
Tyler bringing it full circle.
I really hope I don't actually get the job and he listens to this podcast. It's gonna be fucked up.
Nah,
But anyway,
no one listens
We're gonna
to this
send them a
podcast.
link.
No, like
Please tell your friends if you like it.
so at the end of the interview, he's like, so is this your only interview for today? I'm like, yeah, I just got the one. I'm going to go meet up with some friends back in River Falls today. I've got a meeting for a thing we're doing. He's like, oh, yeah, what kind of thing? And I'm like, oh, we're entering a script competition for like a television pilot. And he got really interested. He's like, oh, really? What's the script about? I'm like, oh, well, it's this piece that we've kind of developed called Green Thumb. And it's a cyberpunk dystopian future. And the whole story revolves around this cop that's been assigned as a personal like security guard for the last flower shop, or one of the last flower shops on Earth. And the flowers have become like this rare, expensive commodity or like luxury.
Mhm.
And it's the whole story about him growing, excuse the pun, as a character, right? So I explained that to him, and he got kind of, he's really interested. He's like, yeah, it sounds really cool and unique. I remember when I was a bit younger and I got to do some scripting stuff, and I always had a camera around my neck in high school, always filming stuff. But, I got into the workforce and had to pay bills, and I got an AV job and just kind of worked my way up with that. Now I don't have time for creative stuff. And it felt like he was like really subtly crying for help.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, dude, I can't help you.
Can I
right
come?
now.
I don't want this job anymore.
Can I come hang out with you guys?
Yeah. And I was just kind of like,
What if he was like,
Uh-huh.
he's like, that's good. And then you guys went to enter the script later that day and it was already entered by him.
He's got a camera around his neck, and he's like, I quit my job. I'm reliving the glory
He's
days.
like, gotcha.
But this,
Snaps a picture of you.
yeah, the silver lining
I
though
wanna
is
know
that
this suffering forever.
the silver lining is that they do, like, AVI Systems does have like an in-house video creator that shoots and edits like training videos for the staff. And I was like, hey, send my resume over, and if he needs help, have him call me.
Mhm.
And he's like, yeah, sure, I can do that. So there's that. And it's not like a 0% chance I'm not going to get the job, but it's probably low because I wasn't like trained in on any like the commercial systems or anything. But yeah, it's the job interview I had.
Updates to come.
Yeah,
Taylor.
hopefully.
Get us out of this bitch.
Man, we've been ending a little early. You want to keep it going until like an hour?
We're at 55.
Yeah, we're.
50. Oh, that says 55.
I start this. Yeah, later.
Oh, okay. Because that says 53. So.
Get us out of here.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, watching, however you decided to intake this podcast.
Yeah, if there's
Via Jewel Pod?
if there's other other things that you would like rather listen on or anything like that, like not, I mean, obviously like not a lot of people listen, but if there's something else that you think that we should try and get on, let us know. We'll try and get on that. Also, we've seen a drop in subscriber count. Let us know why. Like, well, let us know if like we're doing
Probably because
something.
we've been calling people whores.
Yeah,
We've been real sexist lately on Skyrim.
Stop it with the bad jokes.
Yeah, please stop the bad jokes. I still to this day don't know if that person meant stop like the jokes aren't funny or like the jokes are offensive.
Yeah, that's you should.
We got
comment
Melanie.
back. Yeah, we got Melanie.
That's really the only fan.
She's our guiding light.
Yeah,
She's our
fan we do.
Sacagawea. She'll lead us into the promised land.
I was
We're
gonna
gonna go
say
see a cool church by her flag.
I was about to say, speaking of the promised land, and then go into a bit about like leave a comment on the videos, but that just doesn't make sense. But
That's a
anyway,
stretch.
yeah,
That's a
just
stretch.
go ahead and leave us a comment wherever you, like I said, wherever you kind of took in this podcast, whether
Mm-hmm.
listening or watching. And we'll be sure to, message you back or comment back,
Yeah.
especially if you contact any one of us on Twitter.
Yep.
We're all very active on Twitter, especially Tyler.
Tyler's the most active person on Twitter.
Yeah.
He lives a fake fucking life.
But a hot fucking life.
With that, thank you so much for listening.
R.I.P. to the Tom Hanks poster. It fell off.
Yeah, we didn't address that at all this
I'm trying to find a
episode.
new way to hang it up, but it's
You know what I have that we could incorporate?
a
I
big
have-
fucking dick.
No.
Got him! Got him! You guys heard it. He doesn't have a big dick. Sorry, go on.
We'll save that for next episode. And you'll see it next
Ooh.
time.
A reason to come back and watch our
Beautiful.
next content.
Thank you for watching.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.